Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Train Man, and today is the start of something new. We are breaking out into a new map this week. Actually, to be completely honest, we're not. It's just a reboot of the old one. Wow, that's loud in my ears. But we're not gonna hit this button right here, because that's not what we're doing. I've got to go in here instead, because today's the episode where I explain things to you. First thing I should probably do... First of all, let me load up the map. What is it called again? I don't remember what I called it. Let me just figure this out. Give me... Oh, Cars 3. That makes more sense. Okay, so as I was saying, today is the day where I tell you about the map, because people have asked questions, and it's time for me to answer them, and it's a good time for me to do it. Now, I'll scroll through all these options later, but the fact of the matter is, I just need to go over what mods I have right now. You may want to take notes. The only ones I really have to name, though, are the Minecarts mod and the Hun Trams. Now, I also have Zimlock's coal mines, but those don't really change the game, they just change the appearance of the coal mines. There are ways that you can get them to change the game, but I decided not to, because I didn't feel like messing with some of the stuff that was out there. I should not be looking at stuff to change right now. That was not necessary. That was the only thing. For once I remember to turn my Steam off, but I didn't turn my phone off. So, after those three, that are the important ones, the Hun Trams, the Minecarts, and the other one, the Zimlock's coal mines, basically all you have to do to finish off the mod list is go to AMI Trains, go in the downloads, go in Chicago Locomotive Works, and get everything. Everything in that folder. I don't think there's one thing in there that I didn't get. That includes the Port Stanley pack, which you have to manually install. That includes the super giant U.S. passenger rolling stock list, which is through one of the installers, so you don't really have to worry about that just yet. But get everything. That's all I can really say about that. Now, there may be an exception. If so, I'll let you guys know in the next episode. But as far as I know, you gotta get everything. Now, I'll start here, where the scenario begins. Region is North America. No particular reason, because I pretty much tailored it to be something. These regions are only really necessary if you're just going for a certain subset of industries, vehicles, and the like. And then you can go to the landscape editor and change stuff. So I left it on North America, because that's, I'm pretty sure, it's on by default. And I move from there. Money is in dollars. Everything is checked. The salt flat and the red earth are part of the Provo, Utah pack, I believe, so you're going to need that, as I said. Town, North American style, because whatever. Every fence is automatically checked, I think. Now the signals, I could have picked more, but I didn't. Reason being, we had quite enough already. These don't say when they go obsolete, but I know they do at some point, the gantry signals, and then you get the new ones. There are a lot of signals in here I could have picked, but I really just picked the color light, the two color lights to be simple, the dwarf signal to make stuff easy, gantries because they look cool, searchlights because whatever, and then the semaphores because semaphores. Now on the crossing gates, I left it as gates because I don't like the looks of these two. We have arch bridges, brick bridges, earth bridges, flyovers. Yeah. The arch bridge and the earth bridge and the flyover bridge are all from the Provo, Utah pack. I'm pretty sure you can get the earth bridge separately, but don't worry about that. Hold on a minute. Yeah. And every station is checked except for this one because I just don't like it. We have wooden platforms which are from the Provo, Utah. a station, these two kinds of stations, because the platforms are just slightly different, it kind of screws you over if you're trying to use the roofless ones. Actually, in that case, yeah, no, you use this station with the roofless ones, but I like this one better. Invisible station, because why not? And the two kinds of city stations, depending on preference. One-sided station is in there. That's a very unusual kind of thing. It's not as simple as you think, and I haven't used it yet. It's kind of just an aesthetic effect. Third rail, because I'm pretty sure... I don't think there's anything that uses it, but I kept it. Rack rail, because I just left it there. Narrow gauge track is not included, so you can't actually use the rack rail. Now, all the cargo, all the passenger stuff, the stop is different. When you get the minecarts mod, you'll get a replacement for the stop. Make sure you don't overwrite it after that. You might want to put the minecarts in last, because this stop now interacts with every kind of cargo. Overhead electric wires are there by default. I just stuck with this one-way road because it has that little yellow guideline, and this road because as not to have it confused with this one, and the rough road, and the tram track. I only left the heliports in because having other flying vehicles was just a tad too much. And now it gets to the stuff. Now, I'm not going to go scroll through here and pick out everything that I could have done and didn't do and did and why. But needless to say, I was quite sparing except with the Hun trams because they're all clustered together. The reason I was sparing is because... oh. Yeah, this guy's pretty cool, but he's kind of useless. At least from the scenario we're working on. As I was saying, because I didn't want to cluster the stuff together and just kind of left it as is. Or no, I wanted to spread it out, because I wanted a lot of different things, and if you notice, we're 3 from the limit. So, if I added too much more, I would have gone over, and we would have not been able to have those things. Wow. Kind of want this. I kind of like the Mao stuff, but I don't... no, I'm not gonna... But there's a lot of stuff here. There is a lot of stuff. And all these USPs are from that giant passenger pack I was telling you about. It's just kind of ridiculous. Hold on, let me just... GE, USP, yeah. Huh. That's in USP. Kind of surprised by that, not entirely sure why I am, though. Okay, so back to the top. Next section is trees, and I just picked all the trees. North American climate, just keep things normal. Apartment, I picked everything here as well, because I didn't max it out, so I picked everything. This was where I had to make some compromises. We don't have a regular factor anymore because I took it out. If you notice, we're 16 out of 16. I have the wheat farm, steel mill, scrapyard, sawmill, printing works, paper mill. This is a new paper mill, by the way. Oil wells, new auto plant instead of the old auto plant. If you notice, the auto plant is not clicked. Chemical works USCC because I don't want to be redundant, and this does more. No coal-fired power station because we have enough to do with coal. Managed for... really, let me just go through and say this. We have the auto cycle, which starts with the oil wells, the iron ore mines, and the coal mines. Coal mines and iron ore mines go to the steel mill, and the oil goes to the Chemical Works USCC. Plastic pellets from the Chemical Works go to the auto parts factory. Steel from the steel mill also goes to the auto parts factory. The auto parts factory produces auto parts and scrap metal. Auto parts go to the new auto plant. Not sure what the difference is. And scrap metal goes to the scrapyard, where it gets turned back into steel, which can go to the auto parts factory or the new auto plant. The auto plant also produces scrap metal. That's the first kind of big collection. We have the factory just as a stopping point for those other things like chemicals and extra steel. Then we have the wheat farm, the livestock farm, and the food processing plant, which itself is a cycle, because we needed a way to make food. Then we have the... where is it? The managed forest, which you put logs to the sawmill. Sawmill produces some stuff. Sawmill produces goods and lumber. Or maybe just, yeah, it produces goods and lumber. No, goods and wood chips, sorry. Wood chips go to the paper mill. Paper mill produces paper, which goes to the printing works, which produces goods. And that's that. I'm pretty sure I've covered everything. And we're back to world selection. So that's that. That's the entire scenario build-up. If you guys want the scenario, I can give it to you. Just remember, it won't work without the proper mods. Starts at 1965, which ruled out a lot of things that go obsolete in 1965. It has a randomly generated landscape, so you can get pretty much anything. Let me just uncheck that to show you guys an example, because you guys have obviously seen one before, but that's okay. Sometimes you get things like this, because of a option over here that says create hills right up to edge of map. If you don't, you're left with ocean around the edge. Decided not to do that. Sea level is +5, minimum land height is 3, so you can have an undersea tunnel. Topography style is small hills, which give you these spread out islands with a hill density of 18%. I just put these on random. Grass is everywhere. Gray rock and red earth and salt flats are just kind of scattered about. Sand is all over the place as well. Earth in large random areas. Forests, I tried to make kind of sparing because cutting through a forest makes the towns angry at you, and I don't want that. But that's that. Then I put a very small number of towns because I didn't want expanding towns to get in the way. But I put the maximum town size on 3, so you still might have a thriving chance at a passenger service early game. Not necessarily right at the beginning, but early. I put the number of industries up to high, so we get the most opportunities for transporting cargo around, and closing down and starting up is kind of just always something I keep on because it throws another variable into the equation. Now, 10,000 automobiles. I might want to crank that down, but I won't for the map. For the series, it'll just be when I start getting a decent automobile production, which I did. 10,000 is quite a few, considering all of the stuff you need to do to make it. I set NB the top company because you probably will be. You get 5 months before your enemies start. They can't use trains or ships. You can't use ships either. We just don't have any. Preferred until I set this to any so that you get a bunch of randomness. Loan size, that's just the default loan. That is the maximum loan you can possibly make and the lowest interest rate you can make. I wanted to make it. The scenario is relatively easy. The difficulty comes in actually completing the challenge. I don't want you to go bankrupt. I just want you to spend a lot of time working. Name is Cars 3, beginner. This one works. Quite simple, eh? Just going to take a step back into the landscape editor so I can look over another random map. Now this is one with a lot less ocean. This would be a very ideal map, actually. You have quite a few different spread out continents, but you've got a lot of wide open spaces. I can already spot where a couple would be. You've got a town here, you got a little hamlet here. Where are the other towns? Looking around. Furwood is over there. Shorebridge, Fort Langworth, and Chapley are kind of close together. Shorebridge is decently sized, so you might be able to start passenger service with Chapley over there if you wanted to put that much in right away into passenger service. probably not the best idea. You have a quick connection here. One of the issues I noticed, you have your factory, or your chemical works over here, which means you'd have to ship stuff this way towards the edge of the map. You have another chemical works over here. All of the oil wells always seem to be clustered together. Except for this lonely one over here, apparently. This is just an issue I saw earlier. There should be another auto parts factory on the map, however, and I believe I saw it when I was scanning around. There it is. Yeah. And that's a very, very good distance from the steel mill. You'd have some pretty easy pickings with that one. Now I'm just going to back out of here. I'm going to quit the scenario editor. We haven't made any changes. And even if we had, I didn't want to keep them. The thing of it is, I don't want to start a new game yet because I haven't zipped up my old game save. Man, Destroyer of Worlds. I forgot I remade that. And as much as I want to... You know what? Let's do an example landscape here. I'm just going to leave it as what it is because I just want to look over the map. From the looks of it, it's going to be pretty good. Yes, actually, this is an excellent map. Too bad we're not keeping it. This gravestone over there, that's a beautiful town name. I'd live there. Just kidding. There's Neworth, Laverwood, Linkhattan, that's where the hero of Hyrule lives, and Headingstone. There's two stones. There's a headstone and a gravestone. Pretty much the same thing. What's some easy pickings here? We have a lot of these clustered here. We have a lot of ore-based industries, and there's a steel mill over here. That's not exactly as close as it could be. There's one over here. That's a much easier shot. Where are the oil wells on this map? There's one. That looks like good. Oh, there are more up here. They aren't all in the same place. That looks like one journey right there, but this is one heck of a... Oh, there are two, aren't they? There are two managed forests. That's kind of... Wow. Right on top of one another. And a cow farm on top of them as well. You get some farmers competing for space over here. But yeah, from the moment we start, I'm going to try and think logistically about what we can do running outwards, or running into the future with expandable lines and all those. I've seen a couple of videos where people have lines half done, and they're pretty impressive with how far you can plan ahead. But this is a good one right here as well. Yeah. That's a good shot right there. Too bad there aren't too many. Well, you could bring it to there and then bring it to there. Or bring it to there, bring it back to there, and bring it over to here. And then you'd have automobiles being produced right next to Laverwood, which is a relatively large town. For the record, next episode this upcoming map, whatever happens, I'm going to let the AI do the town expansion for me. I'm not going to do it myself this time, so no Kool-Aid train, necessarily. But that's that. I've got to back out of this map before I get too attached to it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. No, you know what? Let's take a detour for a second. Let's take a detour over to Amy Trains. Come on, you. Oh, it's going to be on this half of the screen, isn't it? Let me minimize. It's already here. I just can't see it. What on earth? Oh. Thanks, cool Google Doodle. He's waiting. He can't dance yet. Not letting him. Alright. There we go. Downloads right away. Chicago Locomotive Works. The North American Mega Pack. This is the thing that gives you the new... Yeah. The UP pack, you need that. Burlington Northern pack. Chicago and Northwestern pack. Santa Fe pack. I'm not sure if I did this one. Port Stanley pack. Oh wait, this is not, I think it's worth it anyways in case you want to get the other one. This one, and this one. You need all those. And of course the auto mod. So that's that. I don't think there's anything else here. No. Okay, well, that's it, guys. I'll hope to see you guys next week. And remember to ask any questions you have, and I'll try and answer them as best I can. Trainman out.